on this channel, we only give you updates that concerns Chelsea and Chelsea alone. Guys, welcome back to another segment. You know the way we do it now. We are always there to give guys updates that concerns Chelsea and Chelsea alone. Sitting with me is the man himself, Big Dave.
Thank you.
I know you have said I should stop introducing you, but it has been long. They saw you in the studio, but that is why I have to call their attention to you. All right, Dave, I guess you have been seeing what is happening. And tomorrow morning, we'll be following up the match between Chelsea and Wrexham. And the coach did his first press conference today. But before we enter that, what's your thoughts on this Chalobah, Chelsea trying to push Chalobah out from the club?
Okay, first of all, I don't know. It's looking very sad or very bad to me because considering how good Chalobah is, I'm not just talking about him being loyal to the club.
Exactly.
Chalobah is a good player, we all know, and he's still very young and he has that experience. For a young player of that descent to have the experience, the massive experience for a Chelsea side like that, and then Chelsea leaving him behind, it feels very bad for me. I would have said, even if you had it in mind to want to sell him off, the right approach is not to keep him back for the preseason tour as this. You should have taken him along. Because that alone will make the clubs, other clubs that are interested in him, feel as though, okay, this guy is still involved. And that can push his value up. Understand? So at this point, Chelsea is not doing what is best for business. And even best for us, the fans. You understand?
Are you trying to be emotional about it?
No. And that's where I'm coming. And it's not me being emotional. We all know that Chalobah, even half of our defense line, Chalobah is better than half of our defense line. It's far better. It's just that, okay, I want to try and believe that players like Badashu, for example, Disasi, for example, Fofana, we've not really seen the best of them. But that doesn't mean that a player who has been loyal and who has played well, not just who has played well or who is playing well or who has that experience, will be left out from the squad like that. Even if you want to dispose him, I think that respect should be there. He's coming out from our academy. He's a Champions League winner. He's a Super Cup winner. He's a Club World Cup winner. And Chalobah has been there for Chelsea through thick and thin. Where Chelsea needed him most, he was always present. He was one of the driving force of that defense, one of the driving force of our defense at the later part of last season. So for me, I really don't fancy what Chelsea did. I think that there are other better ways to approach it. But even as that, it's not as though some other of our defense line is better than the Chalobah himself. So I don't know. I even feel like he should stay for me. One of these players, I think, maybe Badashil can possibly go on a loan. Yes. Badashil can possibly go on a loan.
That's your opinion, right?
That's my opinion.
Okay.
The defense line, surprisingly, what most people don't know is that Chelsea have a very strong defense line and talented defenders.
Exactly.
Forget about what you have been seeing.
Exactly.
Badashi on a good day, when Badashi is playing very well, he's good.
Exactly.
We have seen Disasi show some level of experience, I know, defensive work and all of that. Fofana, when he's at his best level, is also good. Levi Colwill is there now. Tosin is here now. Tosin is here. So I feel like Chelsea have this talented set of defenders. But then they shouldn't just let them go like that. Someone like Badashi can go for a loan. And then maybe you see how good he can become in the team he goes for loan. And then when he comes back, we can now use him, utilize him well. By then, we can decide if you want to still sell maybe Chalobah or some other, because we don't know about Fofana.
Exactly. That's where I want to go right now.
Wesley Fofana might not even be as fit as we all think. Next season, he might even pick another injury again. And so
we are not hoping we are not really hoping on him, and we are not praying for that to happen.
But
because we know that he has a very bad record when it comes to injury.
Exactly my point. So for me, I think it's kind of like a risk, banking on Fofana to be that player that will stay or play a lot of games next season.
Yeah.
So I don't know, for the Chalobah case, I just wish he's going to still stay. I see a player that wants to play for a club. I see the passion, but I know that all those things are not enough. But the fact that Chalobah is good, he should stay. He deserves to stay in the club.
Okay.
That's my point.
Okay. Apart from Chalobah, they did not also, apart from hearing that Chalobah, Chelsea is not taking to the preseason, and also the way Chelsea are working on his case, trying to see if they can sell him out and make profits. What's your take on Maresca press conference, most especially the side of the inversion?
Well, it's very good. It's going to be exciting. Personally, for me, I like I've always said, I will want to see. I always love to see what he will do, because I see a lot of left backs and right backs that we have that can easily invert into the central midfield role or the defensive midfield role, just being a midfielder and anything at all. So for me, I am excited to see the likes of Viega, the likes of Cucurella, the likes of Rhys James, the likes of Malo Gusto, how they can be able to invert into the midfield areas and also make our midfield more fluid, and also make the defense. One thing about inversion is when the defender is inverting to the midfield, it can make your defense line strong. Do you know? It can make your defense line strong.
Because it's now be looking as if they are playing two defensive.
Exactly.
Midfielder.
And before you cut across, or before you can cross, you can pass them, the main defenders are already organized. They know what they want to do.
Because they'll be choked
organized.
into three-man play.
You get it. So for me,
why didn't you mention Ben Chilwell? Actually, the coach did not mention Ben Chilwell, but why do you think he did not mention Ben Chilwell?
Well, I don't know. We've seen cases where Ben Chilwell could play as a winger, but him inverting to the midfield, I don't think that is a possibility. I don't think he has that ability to invert into a midfielder. You understand? And his future is very uncertain still at Chelsea. But so far, so good. During the training, I've been watching the training, I've been observing the training.
Yeah.
He has been training well. He has been building fitness. And the coach has observed him a lot. If you watch some of our training sessions, you hear when the coach is saying, Chili, Chili, Chili. He's always calling his name. So, I don't know. Depends on Enzo Maresca.
All right. Yes, information reaching us is that Chelsea are trying to agree a personal terms with the Villarreal keeper and also trying to make a concrete proposal for with the club too, being Villarreal. I'm talking about Filip Jorgensen. What's your take on that goalkeeper? And if you know that Filip Jorgensen, once he's coming, the future of Petrovic is not certain.
It's that future that is even bothering me, because it's Petrovic's future. Because I'm wondering why. Yes, I know that every coach has what they want. They have what they really want to utilize with, or what they want to use. But for me, I'm just looking at it this other way. Fine, Petrovic played very well for us last season. Not marvelously well, but he covered up a lot for most of the errors of Robert Sanchez.
Yeah.
And mind you, let's take us back a little bit. One of the problems of Robert Sanchez last season was that his distribution was poor.
Exactly.
And Chelsea is looking for a goalkeeper that can distribute well. We're talking of goalkeeper like, for example, Onana. You've seen some of the passes Onana can give. You understand? And now, Robert Sanchez struggled, and I observed this very well. I observed it very well.
It was so obvious.
It was so obvious. He struggled a lot in terms of his distribution. So, I'm not saying that he cannot improve, but based on what we know or what we have seen in the past, can we bank on this guy ahead of Petrovic? Because the main reason why Chelsea signing or looking for a goalkeeper now is not for the distribution aspect. So is Sanchez the man? Because Maresca had...
So what are you trying to say? If Chelsea should bring Filip Jorgensen now, based on Maresca's demand and what they are looking at, the kind of goalkeeper they are looking at, that means a goalkeeper like Sanchez should be the one to be off the book or be
off. Okay, I've not even gotten to Jorgensen. I was just trying to make a point with Petrovic.
Yeah.
Somebody like Petrovic is supposed to be our number 2. If not for anything, he deserves that chance for at least the contributions he made last season. He deserves another chance. I'm not trying to, this is not me being emotional or me trying to put Chelsea on one player, you understand? I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
But you have watched him.
We've watched him. So I think Petrovic should be our number 2 goalkeeper and not Sanchez.
But he's going to be your number 1 choice. And Filip Jorgensen is coming as a number 2 if the deal should work out.
As a number 2, and he's a number 1 in their Villarreal squad.
And if he comes in, he might be the number 1 in Chelsea's squad.
If he's coming to be the number 1, it's even better for me. It's better for me because
You can't count on.
I cannot count on Sanchez. I cannot.
Okay. Going forward, looking at the striking position and looking at the way Chelsea are still bringing down their glasses to look at Victor Osimhen from far, and looking at the PSG situation, you know that currently right now, with the information we're hearing that PSG is on standby for the Victor Osimhen deal, and Chelsea is also on standby based on the fee and the wages. And looking at all these things, do you think, apart from those ones that we have mentioned, those strikers we have mentioned, which Chelsea is not even looking towards that direction, we are only seeing that hope that Chelsea is still looking at Victor Osimhen's side, but the fee is still scary.
Still scary, yeah.
Still scary. But do you think we should bank on Jackson, McGill, and also Christopher Nkunku, most especially Jackson and McGill?
Okay, well, if you had watched Enzo Maresca's press conference, he said something about Nkunku. And he said Nkunku can play as a 9, he can play as a winger, he can play as a 10. I don't know if you...
So you bank on Nkunku?
I could.
For a whole season?
If he's strong on that 9, he can play. He can mix up with Jackson and McGill. Understand? McGill. So, for me, I think we can make use of these 3 players on the striking role. But in any case, talking about Victor Osimhen, it's just funny because at the end of this whole thing, the hype on Victor Osimhen is dropping.
Why do you say so?
Because of the fee. Now, the way most clubs...
Do you know that Victor... Will I say that... Let me don't go there. Don't worry. No. Let me don't go there. Don't worry. Let me don't go. I'll reserve it for another day.
Well, for me, I think Chelsea still stand the chance of signing Victor Osimhen, you understand? And I think the main reason why they are calm for now is they are just trying to relax and see, okay, let's watch. PSG is on standby. PSG is not ready to pay that money because PSG have some good strikers they can still use. Kodomani is there.
Do you know that Osimhen is looking like Olise's deal?
Olise. Well, concerning Olise's case, it's not like Chelsea pushed a serious bid for Olise, but just that Crystal Palace didn't want to.
No, not Crystal Palace. The wages and also the conditions. The player wanted to play in a club that plays for Champions League, and also the wages was also there. Chelsea was saying they are not ready to pay such wages for a player.
Osimhen, please come to Chelsea.
It's not about Osimhen. Please come to Chelsea. It's that Chelsea just need to sign a good striker.
Yes, exactly.
It's not that we are not writing Jackson and McGill or even the Nkunku that can be converted to the number 9 role. Also, we are not doubting their abilities, but come on, we have a lot of competition to play next season. We have a whole lot of competition. We might be saying we have a lot. We are okay. We are balanced. That was how we said during the time of Pochettino, right? That the squad is okay, it's much safe. We are okay, we are good to go. What happened along the line? We suffered it to the point we start borrowing academy players to step in to come and rescue us. I'm not saying that injury. After all, the coach have given us this assurance that they will try and make sure that they avoid the number of injury they had last season. You grab? So I believe that they are going to do that. But let's just watch how everything plays out. And also, we are hearing that AC Milan have resumed interest in Armando Broja. Come on, we get strikers too.
We still have players.
Still have
top players.
Do you think Chelsea should do that business?
Is it a loan or an
permanent deal?
Buy?
Yeah, actual buy.
Well, if they bring a very good bid, probably 25 to 30 million, I think Chelsea can sell. You understand? Because I think Broja is just one of those players where you say it doesn't work for Chelsea or he cannot shine at Chelsea. You understand? He should go to AC Milan. Is actually a good place for him to thrive and cool his head down and play his football.
Yeah.
So I like Broja because if there's one thing about Broja is that he knows how to position, but I doubt,
Position, but he's not clinical in terms
yes,
of
that
finishing.
clinicality, that clinical finishing,
That last
and
touch.
physicality is not there. So it's not. We need a striker that has these three types of qualities: the finishing, the positioning, and the physicality, the aggressiveness to bully opponent's defense.
And that is Osimhen. We are saying Osimhen, but Chelsea are saying the money is too much.
Don't worry,
money is too much.
The money will drop.
Never can tell.
The money
Anything
will
can
drop.
still happen. Maybe Osimhen can still say, okay, let me take like
But
this.
the fact remains that if Osimhen should come to Chelsea,
It's going to be massive.
McGill.
Yes, that's another thing I wanted to talk. Self. Do you think McGill still stand the chance of playing?
Not at all. No chance.
But I don't think that was the promise they gave to him.
Well, we cannot. I can't really ascertain, as to what Chelsea really promised McGill. So I don't know if the fact remains that if a striker like Osimhen should come to Chelsea, McGill cannot have. You will barely have that chance to play because the left wing, for example, is choked up. The right wing, we have people that can play their way. We're having a lot of defenders that can even invert into midfield. So what will happen with the midfielders that we have? So
like somebody like
Chukwuemeka. So all these things is as though we're having an over-bloated squad or too much depth in the squad. And I think that's the reason why a lot of players are being linked or going out and stuff like that. Somebody like Andrew Santos, I was not even expecting him to go back on loan. But that is what is going on now.
He's going back on loan. And one of the reasons why he followed Chelsea to the preseason, they took him to the preseason, him and Angelo Gabriel, is because of Chelsea are trying to match the same footprints they are doing in Chelsea and also the same thing as Strasbourg. Possessive football. So he believes that the same thing that Chelsea are applying is the same thing Strasbourg are applying. So it won't be a stressful one for the player to adapt. After all, when he went to Strasbourg in the second part of the season, he saw his impact.
He was our best player.
Yes, he saw his impact. So it's not going to be something that I should stress myself on. Then, lastly, if I'm to talk, Conor Gallagher. We are hearing that Atletico Madrid are still bringing down their glasses to meet Chelsea and say, hey, come on, Chelsea. We are still interested in signing this guy. Can we negotiate again and do this business once and for all? And Gallagher is still saying, Chelsea, please don't sell me. I want to play. All right, there we go.
You should bring 100 million. Bring 100 million, carry
For who? But come to think of it, let's stop being emotional here. This is Chelsea. We've had to be emotional for my club. It's not for the players. Yes. It's for the betterment of my club. Let's tell ourselves the truth. As it stands now, forget about what... We know that Gallagher played a huge role for the club last season. He did very well. And I know that if they should sell him out in one way or the other, in between the seasons, some fans will be like, Shebi, Mr. Peter, we told you guys that Gallagher was really important in this squad. Now, if Gallagher was there, not this kind of thing. But tell yourself the truth. With this number of players...
And with what Maresca
wants to play, do you think he fits? Does he really fit into the style?
It's not even about fitting. Okay, we've spoken about him fitting a lot of times, and we've discovered that the way Gallagher plays, it definitely might not really fit Maresca's system of football. You understand? Unless maybe you want to put him in a defensive midfield role. But anyhow, I just don't see him working in that.
But let us don't judge. Let's watch and see.
The only thing is, if Atletico Madrid brings a very good 50 million is okay for me. Understand?
Let's watch and see.
I always keep respecting. I will always show my respect to Gallagher. He has done well for the club.
Yeah,
he has played his role very well. He has showed his passion. But it's just unfortunate that the new tactician that has come into the club has his own ways and what he wants to use for the team, and he doesn't really fall into that category. But let's watch.
All right, guys. I guess that will be all for now. We'll come back again in another dimension.
You know, we are playing Wrexham
Wrexham,
today.
yes.
This
We'll come back and update you guys on how you watch that game, on
Mm.
how you also follow it up, because Oblis TV there for you. Thank you. My name is Peters.
and my name is Big Dave.